Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today I did US Open qualifying, and today I got myself banned from Open qualifying for next year. Didn't go well. 'Twas a bad day for Steve Buzza. I can come up with a bunch of excuses, but it wasn't there. It was terrible. I'll get the score up here. 83, and yes, I've had things go against me the last few days. I was caddying for 4 days, and then after the rounds it rained here in Southwest Florida, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday I went up to Lexington Country Club, that's where the event was today, and got, I think, not only did I get 4 holes in, today 2 of the holes that I played were on different tees, so in theory I got to look at 2 holes. And then yesterday I tried to get out on the course and I got 2 holes in, and if you've ever been in Southwest Florida, it's not a case of braving the rain. When it's raining there's usually thunder and lightning, so yes, I got about 2 holes in, so half a dozen holes all weekend. Tried to hit inside, but yeah, golf can be very humbling, and today I was humbled to the point, you know, it dawned on me pretty quickly that I probably shouldn't have even been there. Last year I really did put in quite a lot of effort, but the way that the schedule worked is I was able to kind of finish my coaching, my big block of in-season coaching here. Then we went over to Arizona and I got to play for like 7 days, and we played, you know, some of the days we played 36 holes, but you know, I got 4, 5, 6 rounds underneath my belt. Today I went in and it was just clear, and it was pretty, I say humbling, there's another stronger word. I was going to do this video tomorrow because I wasn't sure if I could get through a video without cussing, and so I'll probably humbled, embarrassed, dejected, but on a serious note, I have been injured, so I've been going to see the chiropractor, and my back felt really good, and it has felt really good for the last few weeks. I think I've got tendonitis in my left Achilles, and I think I've got a bit of plantar fasciitis in both feet. Not as bad as the plantar fasciitis has been, but very unstable with my feet. But I did put KT tape, and I've been wearing sleeves, and I actually felt really good in the morning. The baby woke up a few times, as babies do at night, but I'll be honest, I felt pretty good. I had a good warm-up. I holed some putts on the putting green, felt comfortable, and I actually felt pretty calm on the first tee and leading up into hitting off the first tee. I know people talk about first tee nerves, but a lot of the time those nerves kind of build up in that 5-10 minutes when you're kind of waiting. I felt really good, hit a really good tee shot off the first, which was a par 5. I hit a really good 2-iron, which if it had got lucky, when I hit it, it looked like it was going to like skirt past the front right bunker, and that would have given me probably 20 feet. It kicked to the right, went in the bunker, was kind of a bit in the face. I thought I was going to maybe take too much sand. I was trying to make sure I got it to the hole, thinned it a bit, went over the green, wrong side of the pin. The pin was on a slope like this, so I make a very disappointing bogey, and with the amount of golf I've played, you know, I'm now like, I can't give away those chances, you know, and that might sound a bit defeatist, but you know, that is the reality. And then the second I hit 2-iron off there, and it was a crappy swing. I'm not going to argue it was a crappy swing, but it clipped the cart path, and then was like 2 inches out of bounds. So I needed, and this can be just the nature of golf, I needed a couple of good breaks in those first few holes to kind of get me going. I shot 83. I actually played the last 7 holes in 2 under, so you can see what a train wreck it was. And I kind of got into a flow kind of halfway through the round, and you know, like I said, I just needed. It's not that I got unlucky. Like hitting off the cart path is unlucky, but so I was unlucky. I would have qualified if it wasn't for that cart path. But yeah, crappy swing. Another day it kicks the other way. You then hit it on the green, and you kind of feel good. If I'd birdied the first, you know, bunker play's been pretty good. There wasn't much sand in the bunker. If I'd got more into my practice round on Friday, practice round, I'll always try and hit a few chips, hit a few bunker shots, do a bit of putting. I didn't get a chance to do any putting. I did get a chance to do some short game around the green, but I didn't go into a bunker. So, you know, that was a terrible start. And then the third hole, don't worry, I'm not going to talk through, I'm not that guy. You're not that guy, man. I'm not going to talk you through every shot I hit. It would probably make me cry. But the third hole, very uncommitted tee shot. I'm in the hazard. I hit it back out of the hazard, and then I'm trying to lay it up on the par 5. And this was where not having a practice round really showed up, because I didn't know where the layup was, and I got worried about laying it up too far. So I'm trying to lay it up with a wedge, and I hit wedge in the hazard. You know, one of the worst shots ever hit in US Open qualifying. Just a uncommitted, just terrible swing. But the reason why, and imagine the first 2 holes, my head's now starting to spin. I've made a really crappy swing off the tee. I can't really afford to make another bogey, and I'm standing in the, you know, I'm already 3 laying up. When you get a little bit stressed, we tend to get a bit blinkered, and the information was actually there. So I had I think it's Buzza Golf. So I did go out of my way to get a yardage book, and although I hadn't written in the number, the information was there. You know, there's bands. It showed that the water was like 100 yards short. Head spinning. I didn't have it down there, and I went, oh my god, it's not even written down in here. And that was my biggest mistake of the day, and so easy to do in the moment. You know, reflecting, I'm like, you know, the second hole, out of bounds, something that I think amateur golfers get wrong is a part of the ball has to be in bounds. It's not trying to prove that it's just in. So the ball has to be touching the ball. So let's say, to keep it simple, if they had painted a white line, a part of the ball has to be touching the golf course. You can't just be on the line. But the white stakes, I think they were going around the perimeter. My head was spinning after the first, and then the ref was there, to be fair. He called it out, but I probably should have asked, does the out of bounds work its way around, or is it point to point? Again, the ref would probably tell me here, but my head's starting to spin. On the third, there was a 150 marker in the fairway, so I zapped that at 135, and I got it into my head that the post was really close to the water that I was trying to lay it up in. The water was probably 30-40 yards further, so my layup number is nearer 100, probably 155. I'm trying to lay it up at 135, and I'm worried about going long. I then spoon one into the water, drop it out, hit it on the green from 200 yards, and you're just like, what on earth are you doing? Yeah, this is a bit of a dour video, I've realised, but I've got some decisions to make. My upper body's feeling good. My left leg, and I've never been the best at posting and shifting, and I've always been quite tight in that left hip. So tightness in the left hip, ankle problems, then the knee starts to hurt, and you know, extremely compromised. Probably shouldn't have played. I haven't been able to practice enough anyway, and I should have played. So there is another qualifier in like 2 weeks. I should have played them. I'm going back to England, you know. So I tried to fit it in. Any positives? The positives are the 2 under through the last 7. You know, because I could have given up. I could have given up very easily, but I didn't. I was thinking about it. It was hard. It was hard walking from 9 to 10 when the clubhouse was there. But you know, I kept going. I started to feel some swings. One of the big issues I have when I don't play, and sometimes it's just understanding your tendencies. I get worried about hitting it left because that's what I used to do as an amateur, and I actually was hitting it right, and I do tend to hit it right now. So I need to feel that release and hitting it towards the left, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable. My alignment felt very uncomfortable. That's the stress of the situation. It's not an alignment issue, it's just the stress of not being prepared. And then the other key one, and I think this is, I leave you with these 2 things. This is too dour, I need to get away from the camera. Leave you with 2 things. One, from my coaching kind of philosophy, so I built like quite a big framework that I feel like where does success come from? And at the top of my pyramid, at the top of what I think is the most important aspect to play well, and this applies to golf, it applies to life, is acceptance. You have to be able to perform and accept the outcome. And it sounds like it's the simplest thing in the world, but it's actually very hard to do when you haven't done the groundwork. So I've got lots of other things that I feel like you need to do that are far more the foundations to success, but acceptance is up at the top. And what I found today is it's easy to go out and go, well, I'm just going to be accepting and it is what it is. But it's actually a lot harder to do when you haven't put in the work and you haven't got the foundations underneath you. I'm slightly compromised physically with my leg, but my leg held up as well as it was going to possibly hold up, and my back is feeling really, really good. So the physical element not as big as that mental acceptance. And then the big one is, you know, my coaching. I coach some good players. I'm very lucky with how many people I coach, and my understanding for coaching is very, very high. I can't go put myself in situations like this again. It just makes me look like a dumbass, basically. You know, the way I played those first 4 or 5 holes, it looked like I was absolutely clueless. And it's not that I'm clueless. It's, you know, there's lots of factors. It's a lack of play. I have been extremely fortunate this season. I've been so busy, and I have been so busy. But when I'm busy coaching, obviously my own game has to take a back seat. But you have to decide, you know. And last year I really put in a lot of effort. This year, not so much. I didn't do anywhere near as much of the mental preparation. And I think that was why I did well last year, and that's why I was able to compete. I shot, what did I shoot? 4 under a couple of weeks ago on a golf course that is harder than the one I played today. So it's not like I couldn't have performed, but a little bit of trying to cram at the end and then having bad weather. But then I've had a few injuries, and I get that Tiger doesn't have to stand on a golf range for 10 hours with no breaks. But you see what Tiger did at the Masters, walking around Augusta, which is just an incredibly tough walk. You then, what excuse do I have? You know, I have made some positive changes the last few weeks, but I need to eat better. I need to exercise better. I need to time manage better. And if you're going to put yourself in the situation, you've got to give it your all. I can be commended a little bit for playing with such little prep, you know, and that last 7 stopped it from being just an absolute embarrassment. But the lack of acceptance, the lack of commitment, you know, that has to be worked on, and it starts a lot earlier than when the problems happened. But there we are. Not the funnest of videos, not the funnest of days, to be honest. I might redo this video tomorrow when I feel a bit better, but you're only as good as your last 7 hours, I suppose. I'll leave you at that. Oh, golf is hard.